Okay, today we're going to continue with the Cornell College information and work on step 2 here, develop your documents and fine-tune your social media presence. We're going to work with the resumes. This page, look at it, read it over. Half the work's half the pay, people, so, take a few minutes and read this and understand what it's about. Basically, like this says, a resume is an advertisement for you, and you're trying to sell yourself to an employer. So, the better skills you have at writing a resume, the more apt you are to get a bite for an interview. You guys are always saying, hey, don't get paid at school. Yeah, you do. It's just not cash. If you learn these skills, then you're going to be ahead of your peers who don't have the skills, which in turn will give you more opportunities, and more opportunities mean more money, better jobs, things of that nature. So, you might not get a check this week, but you're going to get it someday. So you want to be prepared for that. There are several links right here. The Resume Basics is just a guide that tells you what you should know before you write your resume. Must about a resume, things you do and don't do, your career objective, education, highlights, experience, everything that goes in those sections, and a few action verbs. This is a good list, but the one at the other link is much better, so feel free to look at this verb list, but the other one has it broken down depending on what type of job you plan on going and getting. Let's jump over here and look at those real quick. The action verb C is like if you're going for a management job or you have management skills, then these things like you analyze something, you assign something to somebody, you contracted or consolidated. They're verbs that, people in management with management skills would use. So you'll want to look at those and think about using those when you start writing your objective and or start talking about skills you currently have. For the lesson today, your objective is to grab this resume worksheet and fill it out. And I don't mean fill it out with fictitious information. Use real information. Of course, you wouldn't want to put your social security number or anything on there, so don't do that. As far as like these things like work experience, if you don't have paid and unpaid experiences, internships, if you don't have something that a person could call another person to verify, leave it blank, because I'm going to tell you what to do with that later. Honors, awards, leadership, if you have not, done these, leave it blank. And I will fill you in on that here in a few minutes. As far as, I want you to kind of look at this. It's kind of cute here. In education, they, put down what you've, learned so far, earned your degree. You're either a sophomore or freshman, depending on what year you are in high school. But you notice even the university level is like GPA 3.0 or above. If not, don't write it on there because it's nothing to brag about, and you might just be better off leaving it off. Hope your resume sells for you, and if they ask you, to produce that information, then you'll have to, so you'll be prepared to be honest and know what your GPA is. But if you don't have a 3.0 or above, don't put it on there. So, all right. With that said, here's what I want you to do with this sheet. Here's the expectation. The expectation is for you to copy this, print it out, fill it out, whatever. Save the PDF and type in, I don't know if you can type into this or not. No, at least I can't. So what you'll most likely have to do is go ahead and just type this up on a Word document. If you can find a shortcut to that, I'm fine with it. but you need this information, so be prepared to do a little bit of typing. When you do your objective, go back out here, pop over here, resume basics, pop over here and look for what it says. Same thing goes with everything else. Career objective right here. The career objective is a specific statement limited to 1 or 2 concise sentences, blah, blah. I'll let you read that and work on it on your own. Everything else that's on this worksheet's on that sheet, so you'll want to look at it and make sure you're doing it properly. Relevant courses. Look up that section, see what it means. I know what it means. So I'm just going to leave it at that. We'll see if you do what you should do with it. Like I said, if you don't have work experience, here's what I want you to do. For these things you don't have, and I mean honestly don't have, don't make anything up, but instead write yourself a goal or a plan as to how you'll get it. It's like include jobs or internships. Well, if you did really well this year and you were ahead of the game come J-term, you had a chance for an internship. If you weren't that person, write down on there, say, that's one of the things I'm going to do. I'm going to start practicing my STEAM habits, and I'm going to make sure I have the opportunity for a job internship so that I can get some work experience. Because people with work experience get jobs more often than people that don't have any. They've got somebody out there in the world that can, a good social contact says, yeah, he worked for me, did a great job, really good person, team player, those types of things. And without that, they just have to take your word for it. And believe me, when you're getting ready to shell out money to hire somebody, references count. And not ones from mom and dad and people like that, but from people out there in the real world who would hire you if they had a position to do so. So, like I said, if you don't have something on here, whether it be work experience, whether it be leadership experience or honors or awards, write down how you're going to get them before you get out of STEAM. Set yourself a goal, set yourself a plan, and put that in there. All right, hopefully you've understood the instructions and your expectations. Make sure that you go ahead and type all this up. You don't need Cornell College in that things. You can just put resume worksheet and then your name and then just start working down from there. Do skip lines, do use bold words for the sections, and do the big thing. Ask questions if you're unsure. Get the help if you need it. Become active and responsible in your work. All right, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here, make another video for the next lesson. Let me know if you need any help, and this should get you through the week.